Wet. Wet, 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 wet. Hello, and welcome once again to another training walk with me, Terranian, on my journey towards the National Three Peaks Challenge. Oh, hello again. Welcome back to another play or training walk. This time I'm back in Wales, in the Brecon Beacons National Park. Not to climb mountains today, funnily enough, even though I am tantalisingly close. I'm doing the 4 Waterfalls walk, adding a bit extra for a bit of training value. It's going to be about 10k the walk today. My route today was one suggested by OS Maps as always. It's about a 10k loop. It incorporates the 4 waterfalls, but looking at the map, it can be a bit dense sometimes, and looking at some of the websites and things, it's quite difficult for me to work out the best order or the most natural order that the waterfalls fall on this route. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to follow the waymarked signs on this path, which I've heard is quite well marked up, and just see each one as they come, and then to finish off just walk back round the extra 5 or so k back to the start. I'll probably do a bit extra or a bit more than that, because I know for a fact I'm going to be doubling back round to get some different vantage points of the waterfalls today. So it's going to be probably close to maybe 12 kilometres once I'm done. I'm hoping at the end of the day it's going to be worth it. I'm going to get some lovely views of this beautiful part of the world. So, let's get to it. So just 10 minutes from the car park, the path actually finally comes down to the river, so get a nice little view of it, and then it goes off to the side. So I'm going to have faith. The map does look like it goes that way, kind of. There's a few options. I'm going to follow the marked path, and I'm sure that will take me to the actual waterfalls themselves. So a couple of minutes time, we'll see what we can find. Another brief gap in the rain today. Beautiful weather, chilly. It's about 1 degree of freezing at the moment, but it's dry. It's all I can hope for at the moment. Path is well kept as well, so it's not too muddy. If it's like this all the way around, I think I'm going to get off lightly for a change. Right, I know I was talking about being safe and following the path and everything else. It's well marked, but I'm just seeing too many paths off to the side. Looking at the map, it all leads to the same place, so I'm going to take a more interesting, fun route, I think, down this path here. See what we find, as always. Right, I did say this was going to be fairly dynamic in terms of the order I do this in. I'm going to kind of make it up as I go along with a rough route plan. I'm going to completely disregard the way-marked route. I've just come up to the first waterfall, and I've seen it looks like there's another way around to get a better vantage point. So I'm going to back round, go across the river and look at it from the other side. See if I can find a nice view of this first waterfall. How pretty is this? Haven't even seen a waterfall yet. This is so nice. Feels cold though. Right, found the bridge. So I'm going to cross it, carry on down that way, and I should see, or we should see a waterfall in just a couple of minutes. Well, that's the first one done. We go see it from the other side, yeah? There's another vantage point for the other one just down there. How awesome was that? Just goes to show, go off the beaten path here just a little bit, get something that's just a little bit extra, get a little bit closer. And it's so much fun as well. Scrambling around in the mud, on the rocks. If it's not a long walk, there's no doubt this is going to be a fun walk. And we're off to the next one now from the other side, and then back up the way we came. To see them from the other side, and then the other two. Oh, there it is. Another angle, just as I walk a bit further along down the path. So pretty. So just exploring off the beaten path, as I think is the theme for today now, because it's more fun. I just come to the water's edge, and I thought I'd come to a dead end, but there is a path leading back up. But even if I'm trapped here, I've got to show you. This is stunning here. I mean, if it was more closer to lunchtime, I think this would be a perfect place for a picnic. Look how gorgeous this is. I definitely say, take your map and go off the beaten path. So yeah, just come off the beaten path and it gets you right up and amongst all of this amazing scenery, instead of having to look at it from the tops up there. And this is what it's all about, getting stuck in. This is beautiful. And I've only seen one waterfall so far. I am so excited for the rest of this walk. This is going to probably end up being one of my favourites so far. The non-mountain ones, of course. Mud. My treat for going off-piste. Usual fare to pay, to be honest. It's a little headland outcropping on the top of the map here, which should give us a vantage point. And just as we come out of the woodlands on the very top of this area, the sun's come out, the sky is blue. It's such a beautiful day. You're going to be lucky to get a day like this, especially in this part of the world. As lovely as it is, it gets a lot of rain here in Wales. I guess that's good because it makes for really nice waterfalls, doesn't it? I've got to go down these steps now. It's not a problem. Gets us closer, doesn't it? So here we go. Oh, and on the way, just as we start the descent, there it is. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer. What looked like a path at the start has turned into barely a path, but it's a scramble down these rocks, which is really, really exciting. I'm going to point it out on the map, because if you fancy a go yourself, this is really cool. This is really good fun. And then the view you get at the end, I'm sure will be worth it. Now, there may be a safer route, which I completely missed. I guarantee you this is the more fun way. And however you get to this point, look at that view. Gonna get a closer look. Well, here it is, waterfall number 2, in the non-touristy bit. Absolutely amazing. And it goes all the way down there. This is like multi-layered. Main one, and this one, and more further down. Absolutely spectacular. Alright, it's time to go back the way we came and go the touristy route and see the rest. Back on the published path now. So that's number one from the other side. In the touristy bit, you can definitely tell it's a touristy bit as well because there are a lot of people here. Which is fine. It's a Saturday as I film this, that makes sense. It's quite a good simulation of mountain paths around here with the stepping stone inclines. It's really good, didn't expect it. I knew there'd be some incline up and down and everything, but it's quite a bit of it and it's very, very mountain pathy, but considering the environment I am and what's up the road, it just makes total sense. It's all good training. Number two from the other side now. Again, slightly off the beaten path for this one. If you follow the footpath and the guided paths, you don't quite get to this vantage point. So it's always worth just going off piste just a little bit to get that better view. Speaking of which, so there you go, it doesn't take a lot to get a really good vantage point, a good view of these things. Just go a little bit off the beaten track, that's my advice. You have to be quite energetic to do it though. There's a bit of scrambling up and down, and just a word of warning as it's very muddy and obviously wet. It's quite slimy as well, some of the rocks right near the river. It's very slippery, so do be careful. But other than that, yeah, definitely highly recommended. Much more fun than just following the path and the way marked route. So let's see where 3 and 4 are on our route. This is just an endless playground, this is. If it's not climbs and descents up rocky paths, it's rock pools. Just spotted this little area around by the river as I'm walking along. Right next to waterfall number 3. Number 3, as always, recommend coming off the beaten path just to get a better vantage point. It's only about 2 minutes around down a little bank to get this view. Definitely worth it. Very nice. Oh, that was pretty, that one. That to me was the most picture perfect one. The one that I think would make the best photograph. I hope that came out well enough on the video. So that looks stunning from where I was standing. On to the final one. Number 4. Can't avoid this, off the beaten path. Have to take the tourist route. But there's only one view that's worth having, and that's from behind it. Wet. waterfall number 4. I have to say that was the most fun. You can probably tell I'm absolutely drenched. I managed to get my waterproofs on my top, but my bottoms, they are soaked through. I am very wet at the moment, but I'd say that's the best one to finish on, because if you do get soaked, it's just a walk back to the car after that, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Another 5k to go, and that'll complete the walk. How fun was that? I'll catch you at the other end. There we go. 4 waterfalls complete. That was a nice walk. Definitely recommend doing it in that order, or at least that last one, number 4 last, because you get very, very wet on that one. I'm only just drying out now, thanks to my thin trousers. Also, highly recommend trying to find a way off the beaten path. Tourist path is all good and well, but if you just take a little bit of effort to just go slightly off-piste, you'll find that the views are just that much more stunning. Can't tell you how far I walked, but I walked a long way today. Lots of incline as well, lots of very mountain path type steps and paths. Really good for training. More than I expected, which is a plus. So that's it from me for today. Hope you've enjoyed that little walk around the waterfalls in Brecon Beacons National Park, and I hope you join me for the next one very soon. Until then, laters. It's just stupid.